What's up, guys? This is T-Rex with House Rules Gaming here, and this is not the typical type of video that I like to make, nor will this be a regular style of content that you can expect from me. But I just want to take a minute to talk about some of the dislikes that I've seen from the various videos of creators that are out there that have dropped early looks at gameplay. But let me start off by saying this: I am nothing short of hyped for the return of college football video games. And I don't have very many complaints about College Football 25, but there are two things that I just cannot stop thinking about. Now, we are only a few hours away from an early access release of this game, and these will be the last videos that I post before we actually get the hands on it for ourselves. But I needed to take the time to get these things off my chest. For one, in hopes that someone at EA actually sees these and tries to implement them in the future. And two, when this game comes out, I just want to enjoy it for what it is and appreciate having it back after its 11-year hiatus. So we're going to consider this my rant on player editing, or let's just say a lack thereof. So a couple of days ago, Arch Manning dropped a video on his social media with his uncle Eli announcing his inclusion in College Football 25, which was shocking to say the least, as he was the only notable holdout to being included in the game in the first place. And according to Matt Brown, this now means that the 2 deep on all the teams in the game are now accurate, which is great news, as we do now have accurate player representation, even though I have been the #1 proponent for us not needing real players in this game since they announced it. And I even stated so in my video discussing player opt-outs. But I didn't know that opt-outs would affect basic features that I love and highly used in previous versions of this game. Now, they had already came out and told us that player editing would be limited, but never really talked about how much. Because in Not the Expert's video going over Dynasty mode and recruiting, he was going through player editing of some of the generated prospects that he was able to pick up after the offseason. He showed us that we could edit the player's equipment, but not their face, which is understandable. But oddly, you can even change everything about them: their height, weight, physique, playing style. But the most egregious thing of all is we can't edit their numbers, which that's a weird decision on EA's part. Now, he did mention later on that he didn't know if it was just a limitation of the build that he was playing, as it was a beta, but still. Now, I hope and pray that this is something that will get changed in the final version of this game, but I'm going to finish this video with the assumption that it's not. Now, EA came out multiple times and said that they had a way that they would keep us from being able to create opted out players in the game, but I hope that this wasn't the solution that they had in mind for us. Because why the number? Why not limit the name editing instead? Is a person's name, height, and weight not more representative of their name, image, and likeness than their number? Guys change numbers all the time. You know what you can't change? Well, I mean, you could, just a little bit of legal process, but you get what I'm saying. You can't really change your name that easily anyway. You can't change how tall you are. Weight is subjective, because obviously there's some things that you could do there, but you know what I mean. Now, I heard somewhere that they were saying that the number editing is likely due to NIL related issues, or meaning the contract that the guys signed to be included in the game, and that's the reason why we can't edit numbers. That wasn't official from EA. It was just some other podcast that I was listening to that I heard him say that. But that's stupid. So now, what happens when you have a quarterback that wears #1 and you bring in a transfer running back that also wears #1? And I'm talking guys that are already in the game, like the real players that opted in. Are we going to have a situation where we have 2 players on the same side of the ball that wear the same number? 1, that's against the rules, and 2, that's extremely immersion breaking. And we've already seen instances of this being an issue in the trailer. Or what happens when you have a athlete come in that you move to wide receiver, but he's stuck wearing a stupid number like 68. Do you see what I mean? That's a dumb restriction. But I had somebody say to me the other day, well, why do you want to change the number? What does the number really matter? I mean, there's a lot of reasons that someone would want to change one of their players' numbers. The biggest examples that I could think of would be honored traditions like LSU with their number 7 and Ohio State's recent one with their number 0. But me personally, I like my quarterbacks to wear specific numbers when I'm playing. Or I also don't want my bench players to have a number that I want one of my starters wearing. But to make the number restriction the thing that is supposed to protect someone's likeness is bogus to me. The way they should have done it is do a checksum filter for names. I mean, it's already in the game for profanity anyways, and inappropriate names also. But it is basic coding. Block input if name, height, weight, skin tone, number, hometown equals blank, and there you can't create that player that way, because as it sits right now, there will be nothing stopping us from creating a opted out player in Road to Glory. And also, now that Arch is included in the game, there is no excuse as to why we cannot create a recruit. I mean, the tool set is already there for create a player in Road to Glory. It wouldn't be hard to implement into Dynasty, but hopefully they realize this and the number situation's already figured out. And if not, ideally it'll get pushed through an update down the line. But it really sucks that this is part of the fallout from players opting out. And again, don't get it twisted. I am beyond hyped for the return of this game, as I believe this will be the best football video game, college or pro, that we've gotten since the 2011 versions of both. Side note, I would be very interested to see Soft Drink TV do a feature for feature comparison of those games to this one, but I digress. Now, I have one more of these rant videos that I'll be uploading about Road to Glory that I think will make the mode better than what we've been shown thus far. And also, I'm not beholden to my opinion, and I'm willing to change it upon receiving new information. And I would love to know what your thoughts and opinions are, so please put them down in the comment section below. And while you're down there, please do me a favor and like the video. These rant videos are not typical for me, so if you are coming here just to see more of them, then I'm sorry to disappoint you. You'll only get one more out of me, and that's it. But if you want to see other college football related content, then please subscribe to the channel, as I will be posting D&D style story driven playthroughs and streams, amongst other things, to this channel. Also, I still will be giving away a copy of the game when we get to 500 subscribers. I know early access starts on the 15th and the game comes out shortly after, but if we don't hit that goal by release, I'll still do the giveaway, and if the winner already has a copy of the game, they'll be sent the full 70 instead. And the same thing still applies when we hit 1K, 2 copies or 70 each. That's it for me, guys. Stay blessed. I'm out.